CNN Headline Sports. The Bears entered their NFC playoff game against the Saints with much maligned quarterback Mike Tomczak directing the show. And for Tomczak and the rest of the Chicagoans, it was a really big shoe. Tomczak tossed an 18-yard scoring pass to James Thornton, and Kevin Butler kicked 3 field goals to lead the Bears to a 16-6 win over New Orleans. Tomczak had been the object of much derision by the Soldier Field Boo-Birds in recent weeks, but the jeers turned to cheers, and the Bears will play the Giants at the Meadowlands next Sunday in a conference semifinal. Washington plays at San Francisco in the other semifinal on Saturday.
It's one of these games where you can't really put an ending to it because you don't want it to end because it's so gratifying, but it's all said and done right now at 6:30, and I'm just fortunate enough to be a victor.
Well, I'm just extremely proud of the effort that everybody put out and the job we did, and sometimes these things maybe aren't as pretty as people want them to be, but we played a very tough football team out there today. They were really played hard, they hit hard, they did a lot of good things, and really proud of the way our guys hung in there and played.
In Sunday's other playoff game, the AFC variety, Boomer and the boys humiliated Houston 41-14 in the jungle. Esiason threw for 2 scores and ran for another in the Bengals win. Cincinnati will now play the Raiders in Los Angeles on Sunday in one AFC semifinal, while Miami travels to Buffalo on Saturday for a matchup with the Bills. According to reports, Syracuse
and 3 consecutive first-round losses in the NFL playoffs, the Eagles fired Buddy Ryan as head coach and replaced him with offensive coordinator Rich Kotite. In the NBA,
Redskins and move on in the Super Bowl tournament. But Niners coach George Seifert has an early scare. First quarter, Skins in white. Mark Rippon back to pass. And he's looking, and he will find, at the end of 31-yard pass, Art Monk. 7-0 Skins. Uh-oh. Is the three-peat in danger? No, says Joe. Niners tie it. And then Montana looking in trouble. Finds Jerry Rice in the back of the end zone. 14-10 Niners, Montana with 274 yards passing. And Joe Gibbs says, what is happening here? The Niners get one more, Joe, 21-10. But the Skins come back driving in the fourth. Rippon intercepted by Don Griffin. 3 interceptions today for Rippon, but the Skins still kicking. One more time. And here's the third. Michael Carter gets it all the way, 61 yards. And you know what his teammates are saying on the sidelines? Honest to goodness, the layup game, the layup game. 28-10 Niners, and they win it going away. End of story. Dog of the day and game in Buffalo, at least for the Dolphins. Bills and Dark jump out ahead thanks to quarterback Jim Kelly. Hadn't played in a month, but watch this one. 13 yards to James Lofton in for the score. 27-10 Bills, only the first half, folks. And Don Shula's team closes to 27-17 at halftime, then to 27-20. Then after a Bills field goal, right here, Marino to tackle eligible. Roy Foster, 30-27 Buffalo. Miami to within 3, but the Bills get another. And then, fourth quarter, Kelly has 2 touchdown passes today, and he hits Andre Reed for the third. A 26-yard touchdown pass. Kelly with 339 yards passing today. 44-27 Buffalo. Buffalo wins it 44-34. Well, the
make it a clean sweep for the home teams in the second round of the NFL playoffs. He may not be making people forget about Phil Simms, but Jeff Hostetler is getting the job done for the Giants. Hostetler tossing 2 touchdowns and running for another as New York stuffed the Bears Sunday 31-3 at the Meadowlands. The Giants take on San Francisco in the NFC title game at Candlestick Park next Sunday.
Had a lot of doubters, and it was kind of getting old as the week went on and frustrating, but I just felt like if I keep plugging away, something good will happen, and my teammates really stuck behind me.
Thought he played very well, but there were a lot of guys played well on offense today, so they were helping him, and I'm just very pleased with the results. And one more, and we go to the show.
To the AFC, the Raiders completing the home team domination by knocking off Cincinnati 20-10. The Bengals gave the sellout crowd at the Coliseum a gutsy performance, battling injuries and a flu bug. Cincinnati's Boomer Esiason tied it in the fourth with this TD to Stanford Jennings. Complete and total domination. That is the only way to describe the Bills' 51-3 thrashing of the Raiders in Sunday's AFC Championship game. Buffalo scored on its first possession. Jim Kelly drops the ball, scoops it up, and finds James Lofton for the score. That was just the beginning. The Bills' defense manhandled Jay Schrader and the LA offense. Darryl Talley with one of the 6 Buffalo interceptions on the day. This score made it 21-3. Kenneth Davis ran for 3 touchdowns, and for the first time in their 31-year history, the Bills are going to the Super Bowl.
You know, I've been here 5 years, and there's some people in the stands been here for 30, you know, and they've been waiting on this for a long time, and it felt good to look up there and see those smiles on their faces, and it was real gratifying to us to have given them that.
At Candlestick Park, the 49ers' dream of a record third straight Super Bowl win is over. The Giants beat them 15-13. It looked like San Francisco would prevail when Joe Montana hooked up with John Taylor for this 61-yard TD. It was 13-6 49ers, but New York rode the foot of Matt Barr to victory. With just 3 seconds left, Barr's 5th field goal of the game lifts the Giants to a 15-13 win and a date with the Bills in Super Bowl XXV. College back
to play yesterday, the Bills had to be considered the favorite going into Super Bowl XXV with their convincing 51-3 thrashing of the Raiders. In the past, this Bills team had been underachieving, but now they find themselves favored heading into the Super Bowl.
Very few guys have been around here through the bad times. I'm one of them. What's up, guys? We went 2-14 my first year. Buffalo Bills have come a long way. We're going to the show. Yeah, it'll be sweet, but our work isn't done yet.
The NFC game was much tighter with the Giants and 49ers locked in a defensive struggle. Two key plays broke it open for the Giants. A 4th down fake punt saw Gary Reasons rumble 30 yards for a Giants first down. And when the Giants needed it most, they got a fourth-quarter fumble by Roger Craig. And that opened the door to the Giants' miraculous finish.
They don't even want to look. And the kick is good.
It's not as wide open as some of the artistic people would like, but I'm sure Woody Hayes and Bear Bryant would have liked that one.
4 years ago this month, the Giants, in dark, beat Denver 39-20 in Super Bowl XXI. But Bill Parcells still has most of the guys from that team. Will the talent be enough to beat the Bills? And what of Jeff Hostetler, the Giants' backup quarterback? Can he lead his team to one more win? Randall has thoughts on that.
Hostetler's done a great job, and you got to wonder when he's going to peak out and when he's going to fall down in the valley. Hopefully he doesn't fall in the valley, you know, for the Super Bowl game.
Absolutely on the other side of the spectrum. Jeff Hostetler is the quarterback.
Watch. And youngsters from each of the 50 states with parents in Operation Desert Storm marched onto the football field for an unforgettable finale tonight in Tampa. The Sunday
mark going in was the Giants' offense, but quarterback Jeff Hostetler answered that in a hurry, converting his first third down of the game with a 16-yard completion of Mark Ingram. And soon the Giants were on the scoreboard the first time that offense touched the ball. But the Bills shot right back when on 2nd and 8, Jim Kelly had time to air one out. The Giants' nickelback Perry Williams tipped into the waiting arms of James Lofton for a 61-yard setup to the field goal that tied the game at 3. The next key happened late in the first quarter when the Giants blitzed 3 linebackers on 2nd and 11. The Bills picked them up, and Kelly to Andre Reed clicked for 20 yards and a first down in Giants territory. And Buffalo marched 80 yards for the first touchdown of the game and a 10-3 lead. Then, after Dave Meggett fair caught a punt at his own 6, Hostetler found himself at a hole that he literally tripped deeper into when he tripped over his own man, and Bruce Smith met him in the Giants' end zone for a safety that made it 12-3 Buffalo. But the Giants' offense kept scratching back, picking up the blitzing Bills linebacker to give Hostetler the time to connect with Ingram for 22. Then, just before the half, it was 4 wide receivers from the Giants against 6 Bills defensive backs. And Hostetler laid it out for Stephen Baker to pull it in. The Giants controlled the ball for 18 of the first 30 minutes, but the Bills led 12-10 after a mistake-free first half. The Giants took the second half kickoff and went into a drive. When the Bills stacked the middle on 3rd and 1, Otis Anderson found a hole outside and galloped 24 yards to the Bills' 29-yard line. 3rd and 13, Hostetler to Ingram, who shakes off, twists around, and through tacklers to fight his way to another first down. 3rd and 4 from the 12. Hostetler, in a by now familiar roll left away from pressure, hits Howard Cross for the 9 precious yards that set up 1st and goal. For Anderson, who ripped into the end zone to cap a 14-play, 75-yard, 9-minute, 29-second drive for a 17-12 Giants lead. Then defense took command. The Giants had Kelly 3rd and 18, and Leonard Marshall found him to short-circuit the Buffalo drive. But the Bills' defense tightened a notch also. When the Giants went for it on 4th and 2, Anderson was devoured before he got to the line of scrimmage. And they moved to the 4th quarter, when Kelly, out of the shotgun, gave to Thurman Thomas on the quick opener. He found the hole, then cracked into a would-be tackler and kept going, and didn't stop until he was in the end zone, and the Bills were ahead 19-17. But Jeff Hostetler's gun was still loaded, and his cool now unmistakable when he found Mark Bavaro on a key 3rd down. The Giants ate up yardage as the clock melted away, and then Matt Barr kicked them in front by a point in a 7.5-minute drive that left Kelly and the Bills with an 11th hour situation. Buffalo played beat the clock and worked it into field goal territory for Scott Norwood to be a hero. But from 46 yards, he pulled the biggest kick of his life wide right, and the Bills were out of miracles. And 4 seconds later, the underdog Giants were Super Bowl champions in a tight, tense thriller of a game. Giants 20, Bills 19. It couldn't get any closer.